Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm BJ, this is Brickhouse Builds, and this is the GL650 project we're working on currently. So today we're going to be working on getting an ignition switch mounted on it, and I'll show you a couple things that I've found that maybe you can use on your bike. Enjoy the video. Alright guys, so we're back on the GL650 project, and the next thing I want to tackle is getting an ignition switch mounted. So this bike came to me and it had the factory CX or GL style ignition switch, which has that steering lock in it, and they're a big bulky piece. I don't generally like using them, so I've since either misplaced, sold, or lost, or whatever, the original ignition switch, and that left me with the factory fuel cap. So on these, the fuel cap is locking, and that essentially means that for me to get an ignition switch on this thing, I'm going to have two keys if I don't get something that matches. So anyway, what I want to show you is this. A really compact, nice ignition switch. If you have a Honda, is a CM400 or CB400. This is like the 80s style. A Honda Hawks. These are a really compact ignition switch. There's no lock on them or anything like that. They do have a park feature on them, which I don't really care about. But a very easy to mount system, just 2 bolts, and they're very compact. You can fit these things anywhere. I use them all the time. So I went ahead and I picked this up along with a matching fuel cap, and yeah, they're a bit cheaper, but we have a matching fuel cap for a CM400. That actually fits a GL650. It's the same essential design. So across the board on a lot of Hondas of that era, they had a very similar fuel cap design. So obviously the GL650, you know, maybe a little bit bigger. You can find these off of, let's say, like CB900s and stuff like that. There's a big range of bikes, but this one, it does essentially fit. Pop that on there, and we're good to go. It does fit, I swear. So yeah, we have the CM400 fuel cap on the GL650 tank, and that leaves us with a single key to work with the ignition switch as well. Just making things simple and trying to plan ahead here, but works as factory. You're good to go. Alright, so with the ignition switch itself, obviously I want to put it where you can reach it. And you have to consider you don't want to put it in a spot where you might bump the key with your leg, because that would ruin your day if you like rip the key off or something like that with your knee at a stoplight or something like that. So it's got to be easy to access, and it's got to be, you know, out of the way of getting hit. So right here under the fuel tank is where we're gonna go. So right about here above the intake manifold, that's gonna be the best spot for this. I thought about putting it up here on the dash, but there's not really a good clean spot. You'd have to either put it behind the gauge or, you know, like offset or something like that. So this, just like the recent CX500 build, is where we're going to use and where we're going to put this. And I know that's a common switch location for, you know, people who use the factory switches. I've done them here as well. So we're just going to continue on that path. We're going to use the tried and true spot and go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and start drawing up a little bracket to make for the back of this thing, and then from there I'll do probably some arms extending down and holding that bracket in place. Alright, so we're going to run the switch in here. Keep it about that far out. And then just like the CX500, I'm going to use a little bit of 1/4" round bar. Weld it to the back of this. Weld it to the frame, and then we'll do a V, and that'll triangulate it, keep it really stiff. Turned out the last time I did this, it was super strong and just pretty easy to do. So I'm just going to probably, you know, do a little slash grind on that, make it fit flush. And we'll try to match it up on this end. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean the frame up, get some paint off of there, and get this thing welded on, tacked on. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Tool Freak USA, or US UK. I'm wearing my Tool Freak spoggles right now. So these have those pads in them. I feel a lot more secure with these. I always prefer spoggles, but trying to find a comfortable set. But anyway, they reached out to me. I'm trying these out. They have straps and everything, and man, they're really great. So check them out. I'll put a link in the description. It's silly how much prep work goes into just going bzz. Yeah, stuff like this is kind of tricky. There's no real like measurements on anything. It's all just eyeball it and go. Hold this up to the bike real quick. Heck yeah. Got stick out on my stick out. Woo. Alright, that's one done. Let's get the other. Probably not going to record, it's just going to be the same process. And here we go. There's our bracket. We're going to weld this directly to the frame. So I definitely had to weld these sections to the plate first, because you can imagine if I got a frame here, there's no way I can get back behind here whenever the bike's down to bare frame. There's no way I can weld in there. So I had to try to remember, you know, think of where I'm going to have access first. And welding into the bike, being it's a round tube here, I will be able to kind of get in here hopefully with weld. I'll be able to make it at least 3/4 of the way around just from one position, which is good. So obviously switch mounts up like that. We're going to go ahead and get this on the bike and get it tacked up. I'd say that looks just fine. And burn that thing in. day just keeps getting better. Just got some mail. Part of the sticker exchange. Nice package from Struan at Remotorcycled, as well as Yoon at the Shoogly Shed. Definitely give those guys a follow. They make really good content, and they've been really awesome to me, and we've got a really cool community going, and they're both really inspirational for what I do. So I'll link their channels in the description, but definitely check them out. Who knows, you guys might have made it my way from following them. But anyway, yeah, doing a sticker exchange. They're gonna get a bunch of mine, so it's gonna be awesome. Alright guys, there you have it. We got one key. We have our nice CM/CB400 or Hawk ignition switch here, real compact, obviously easy to mount. And then we have our matching fuel cap. So one key, mix matching 2 bikes. We made it work. So real compact, like I said, I've used these plenty of times. I really like how they fit, and you can hide them, you know, hide them anywhere. So I'll link something similar to this. I'll probably put up like a Partzilla link, and then from there you could go and search, like, you know, Amazon, eBay, that kind of thing. But I'll at least give you like the actual, you know, Honda part number for it. But anyway, I like how it fits, and definitely think about picking one of those up. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Been a heck of a day. As soon as I got going this morning on this project, the motor on the compressor actually just toasted itself. It was shooting flames out, so that was pretty scary. So I lost a lot of time. I had to go and buy a new motor, fix that, get it on there, and get back on this project. But now we're good to go, and we got this thing done. So no 0 days. We've got to make progress, you know, feel good about what we're doing. So anyway, if this is the first video you've seen on this channel, I appreciate you watching this far. I appreciate you coming and stopping by. So check out some of the other videos. I have a multitude of different projects going on all the time. This is my actual motorcycle business, so this is what I do daily. So if you like motorcycle content on custom stuff, adventure rides, if you like, you know, figuring out service work, carb rebuilds, tutorials, whatever, I'm gonna have it on here. So I hope to see you back. I hope to see you return. So anyway, next time you'll see this, we're probably gonna be working on the headlight mount or the headlight grill, whatever we're gonna do with that. So stick around for that, and stay tuned for anything else I post. So appreciate you watching. See you next time.